Welcome back everyone. Today we have another CS2 versus TF2 video on our ongoing series where we put CS2 cases and case openings up against multiple hobbies such as opening Dota 2 treasures, TF2 cases, or trading cards such as Pokemon. But today's video is the Mayflower Cosmetic. We are going to put that on the spotlight as we open our very first case. We get the Air Dog. And we will hop over to the CS2 end where we open our very first, but not last, Dreams of Nightmare case. One of these days, the dream will come true, but the nightmare continues so far of striking out. But in case you're new here, or maybe you're not, but you need a recap regardless, the way this kind of works is we're just going to open a bunch of cases, for both for CS2, various cases, and TF2 as well. Just going to be the Mayflower, as you can imagine. And we're going to add up the total value of what we unbox. And then we're going to compare that value to the total cost of the cases and the keys. And then we're going to get the percentage, the ratio of what we got back. Ooh, we got a gaze, that's very nice. But we're going to get that percentage and we're going to compare who got the higher percentage or who got the better return on investment back. And that's how we declare the winner. Now, mind you, we're only doing 20 Mayflower cases and 20 various random CSU cases, so the sample size is really small. I'm sure whoever ends up losing, whether it's CSU or TF2, will be very quick to point out that, yeah, this doesn't mean anything because the sample size is small. And that's true. But it's also not true, because most of us, we don't have such big disposable income to open hundreds and hundreds of dollars of cases and crates. So doing something like that's 50 to 100 bucks in terms of case openings is a very realistic indulgence. That's very nice right there. The Lurking Legionnaire, how's that for indulgence? But that being said, that's the reason why I think it's actually pretty fair sample size, a realistic sample size for the average player, or quote-unquote investor. So that being said, yeah, it is a small sample size, so bear with it. It's all for fun. It's for the science of it. It's the myth busters, if you will, of case openings between two games. And it's nice because they're both Valve games. I feel like, although Team Fortress was the father of case openings, the Valve game at least, it was really CS2 that kind of ran off with it and really built the crazy and insane economy that it had. There was this short period of time where TF2, back then it was CSGO, and Dota 2, they all had similar mechanics in terms of case openings, all of which were borrowed from Team Fortress. We got a zombie offensive, very nice. But that being said, since then, each game has kind of just went their own way. We got another strange Lurking Legionnaire. That's insane. Wow, what are the chances? Okay, I'll take it. But as I was saying, they all went their own ways, right? And I think CS2 is the only one that was able to make its ecosystem what it was. You know, they had this crazy concept of different floats or wares, and it really just stuck. At first it seemed, kind of trivial, but it really helped create its own economy. And that's why CS2, out of all the Valve games, despite most of them having the same genesis of how it started, in-game drops and cases and whatnot, CS2 is the only one that has billions and billions of dollars worth of economy out there. Holy smokes, we got an unusual Herald's Helm. Masked Flies unusual effect. This is probably rough ballpark, anywhere from 30 to 100 bucks. That is, wow. I think TF2 is going to steal the victory with that. Unless we get a nice red. The 2025 October update did make reds very desirable. But obviously a gold would help put it up on the edge here. But right now, the cosmetic case, Mayflower Cosmetic case, is absolutely crushing it. This is not a competition here. Holy smokes. And we got some decent drops from the CS2 in terms of purples there, but yeah, that unusual is going to carry the weight here. That's going to be a huge W. Actually, that unusual alone probably already put me in the profitable zone for TF2 in terms of what I spent for the cases and the keys. So that's really nice. That's really nice to have. We'll see if we can bounce back on the recoil case here for CS2 though. I have opened 2 golds on the recoil case, which are unfortunate because it has lesser golds that you might want to pursue. But I will take any gold at this point to try to close that gap. It'd be nice actually if we actually got a gold here or a decent red, and I'm just profitable on both CS2 and TF2, and it just comes down to a very small, minute percentage difference. But as of right now, pretty early on, this should drop me factory new, but it's not going to be enough since it's blue. Pretty early on, TF2 just took control of this battle, and they're absolutely dominating. How? This doesn't make sense. How many strange lurking legionnaires am I going to unbox? That's outrageous, actually. What? That's the 3rd one. This has to be like on repeat. That's crazy. The seed is strong for Team Fortress right now. Absolutely crushing it. We got another tour of duty ticket. Okay, Courtly Curus. The battle continues to be in the favor of Team Fortress here. But yeah, as we open more cases, let me know. Wow, we got another factory new. Too bad the factory news are all on blue skins. I mean, if it was stat track, I might bump it up like 50 cents, but it's just not going to be enough as it is. But let me know how you guys feel about these battles. Do you feel like CS2 or Team Fortress is at a disadvantage to actually compete? Or is it a fair match and one game is just far superior to the other? I think the highs, in my opinion, the peaks for CS2 are much better, but the consistency in terms of what you get for returns is on the side of Team Fortress so far. As I've done this series and I've done many battles between CS2 and TF2, it does seem like you're on average going to get about 25 to 35%. Oh my god, that duds. Gonna be wearing that pretty soon as I get older and get closer to dadhood. But yeah, as I was saying, it looks like you're getting anywhere from like 25 to 35%. This is a beautiful skin, even if it is for the auto. Unfortunately, not factory new. Whereas, as I was saying, CS2 end, I feel like you're lucky to get even 10% back. You know, the recent updates did help the price of the average price of all skins that are not red or gold, but they're still just pretty shortcoming in terms of what you can get. This is insane. How many strange are we gonna get? It's great. The strange for these blues, these commons, if you will, for TF2, probably boosted up by anywhere from like 3 to 8 cents, 10 cents if you're lucky. Just past the Night Wish there, I think. Is that a Night Wish or Neon Revolution? Anyways, we didn't get it, so it doesn't matter. We got a Survivalist R8. But now it is time for our favorite part, the recap. Alright, time for the recap. We will start with Counter-Strike. The best, most valuable drops that we got were the 2 factory new blues in the Mag 7 Insomnia worth 79 cents in factory new, and then the Negev dropped me worth 67 cents in factory new. The total of return for the CS2 end was a measly $5.22. Now if you include the cost of the cases and the keys, total cost was $71.41, meaning we have a net loss of $66.19. So the percentage of return we got was 7.3%. And if you were to exclude the cost of the cases, because you might have gotten it for free from gameplay, it bumps it up to a small 10.3% return on investment. Pretty bad. Pretty accurate to what I said during the video. Now for the recap for Team Fortress. The obvious best drop we got was the unusual Herald's Helm with the masked fly effect. It's a little hard to track down the exact price for this, but when I look around from Steam and Skinport, it comes out to roughly the lowest cost that I can find was $82.80, most of which were averaging higher for that. But that being said, we'll use the lowest cost or lowest value just to make it a fighting chance. The second most valuable drop we got were the Dad Duds, coming in at $1.92, meaning total cost of the cases with 17 cents a piece was $3.40. The total cost of the keys and cases was $56.40. The total net gain, something we don't say too often in this Versus series, was $35.88, meaning Team Fortress had a whopping, resounding 163% return on investment. That is amazing. That one unusual drop put us well into the profit zone, and we were hitting pretty good, pretty nicely, even without it. But that was just a chef's freaking kiss. So another battle concludes, and Team Fortress 2 has crushed Counter-Strike this time around. Thanks for watching the video. I have plenty more CS2 versus videos, so please check out everything else in my library. I am making the content switch to TCG pretty soon, so I don't know when you're watching it, but hopefully you enjoy what I produce at that time, whenever you're watching this video. Otherwise, let me know what you want to see next. Let me know how I'm doing. Leave a comment. Join my Discord. Link in video description. And again, thanks for giving me your time to enjoy, and I hope it was entertaining. Until next time.